Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I've come on today to show you these 5 Gable style gift boxes, and I've decided I was going to do them in 5 separate tutorials. Sorry for the shadowing, it's a bit dull today, but instead of doing that I've decided, bring my lamp in a bit, to do all 5 in one tutorial. Now I'm probably crazy, I don't know, but I just thought I'd give it a go and let's see what we can do. They're all of similar style, as in the way that they close, but they're all different sizes and different shapes, as you can see. So we've got this one. I've just really roughly made these up with just some thin paper. As you can see, I haven't decorated the back of any of these, but we are going to with the rest of them. I've just gone ahead and used a punch that I had from Stampin' Up and wrote a little happy birthday on there. So I'm going to put these to one side as I show them to you, just so that they're in order. Then we've got another one that is slightly similar to that last one, but as you can see, it is of a different size. So that's that one. Move that one out of the way. Then we've got this bigger one. So this is a tall one. They're all using the standard A4 sheet of cardstock. That's that one, and then I've just put a thank you very much on there, and then these two are quite similar again as well, but they are different in size. So as you can see, one is slightly taller, but they do all close the same, so I just thought that I would do them all as one. So I hope you bear with me. I hope you can to watch it all. I don't know how long this is going to take. I have done a lot of the prep work already. For the sentiment, I have just heat embossed in a white focus embossing powder the sentiment. I've just cut out, this is a surprise creation die, and it just makes like a little keyring. You could put a keyring hoop on that. And then we've got our pieces. So I have already gone ahead and stuck some of these ones, but I will go ahead now and share the measurements. Where is my scoring board? So I have already scored my lines just to make the process a little bit quicker. But this piece measures 11 3/4 inches by 8 1/4, so it is the full size of the A4, and you want to score at 2 3/4 of an inch, 5 1/2 inches, 8 1/4 inches, and 11 inches. And then turning that onto the shorter side, you want to score at 2 3/4 inches and 6. So let me just circle which one that is. It's this one. Box number 1. Oh, that was good. I was just writing it all down in my little book that I made a while ago. Right, so I have used a fairly thick card for this project. So all you want to do, the same as any box, is fold and burnish on all of your score lines. Really more about, I've decorated them all very similar because I really wanted to just focus more on the box itself, really, rather than, so this is the one that we're going to do today first. So what you need to do is make sure you've got it the right way up and just check. Right, so the bottom of the box is the bigger fold and the top of the box is the smaller one. So you want to just cut off the rectangular tab at the bottom. And then you want to cut along all 3 of the score lines. I did zoom in, didn't I? So let me just, yeah. So cutting out all 3 of those. And then this last one as well. And then you want to cut this rectangle off here at the top. And then just notch in there at the side, and then cut down these ones as well. And you want to work out where the front and back is. So they're going to be the sides, and this is going to be the front and back. So on the side pieces, you just want to cut them down a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot. And then just notch these out as well. So I'm just closing it back up again. I will hold it down so you can see it in a minute where I've cut it off. So just taking the top off and notching in at the sides. When I did the white cardstock, you could actually see where the punch, when you punched one side you could see through to the other side to punch exact, but I'm not going to be able to on this. Right, so using some tape, I've just got some double-sided sticky tape, and now the tab is a little wide, so all I'm going to do is once I've popped the tape on, is just cut it off. You don't really need it that big. So use my bone folder. Then you want to go back again and see where the front is. These pieces that you're going to need a foil piece, and that is going to measure 2.5 inches by 3 inches. And then I've just gone down in 1/4 increments, and that's going to measure 2 1/4 by 2 3/4. And all you're going to do is just attach that on. I'm just using a tape runner just for quickness, really. And then we're just going to attach these onto the box, just leaving a nice little border around the edge. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick all these on and come back. Okay, so I've stuck those on, and that's what you should have. Then what I've done is I've just removed that tape on the side, and I'm just going to, I hate these bottles, try this next one. We're just going to run some glue along the side and seal it up. So you should be able to fold that one over and close that one shut, like that. And then just use your bone folder to push that along. So with your seam at the back, you want to fold in your sides, the back, and then the front. Again, I'm just going to use this tape runner for quickness, but do go ahead and use your glue. And then just push that down. So then what you're going to do is that's then going to close like that. So I knew I'd forget something. Where is it? Right, I have got a corner rounder, and I am just going to round the corners of the box. So I'm going to round the corners, that's going to push shut, and then they are going to close like that. So that's your little box. So I did use this Stampin' Up! Label punch, and I just I think I should have done that before I shut the box, actually. I'm not going to use that label punch because it's just not going to fit. Should have done that before I shut the box. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to use this circle punch. So just lining it up, or eyeballing it, and we're just going to make a hole. And then if you push your two pieces together, you can take a pencil and just draw in a little pencil mark. So when you push this in, you will line your circle punch up to the pencil mark and then cut. So that way they will line up nicely. And then all I'm going to do is just take a little bit of this pink tool that I've got and thread it through the box. And then we'll just tie a nice bow. So you could use any of your punches, would look nice, or different ones. I'm just going to hold this up to my chest a minute because it just makes it easier to do a bow. Let's try that again. It can be so fiddly when you're doing a bow on camera, but when you do it off, it's just like bam, and it's there. So I am sorry if it's outshot a little bit. I would have preferred white tool really, but I haven't got it, so I've just used pink. Okay, so that's the first little box. Then you want to take your sentiment, and I'm just going to do a straight cut. I'm not very good at this, but I'm going to give it a go. And then just cut down and make your own little flags. So you cut down the centre and then back up from each side, so that's okay. And then you just cut the next bit straight. I think these have got some glue stuck on them. And then there we go. And then all I'm going to do, give it a little curl, take some glue dots, stick one on one end and one on the next, and then just lift it up a little bit and attach that on like so. And then again with my little charm, oops, take that through the hole that we created. Can't even see because I'm standing up. Come on. So take that through the little hole we created and then just tie it off. So I'm going a little bit quick here, but obviously take your time. So you could make a little gift tag here, and then you can fluff up your bow. Let's just pretend it's white. And there is your first little gift box. Okay, so I'm going to clear this off, bring up my next one, and we'll go again. Okay, so I've cleared that mess away. We've got a next box, which is going to be this one. And then bring in the scoreboard. This one, let's put my pieces to one side, is going to measure 8 1/4, which is the width of the A4, by 9 1/2. Where is it? I can't find my little, there it is. And on the 8 1/4 side, you want to score at 2.5 inches, 4 inches, 6.5 inches, and 8 1/4. This is going to leave you a really thin, skinny edge, but that's fine, it still closes nicely. And then on the long side you want to score at 1.5 inches and 7.5 inches. And again, we are just going to fold and burnish all of the score lines, and then I'm going to come back. So I've gone ahead and I've folded and burnished all the score lines, and what I've done is I've cut off the top and bottom rectangle piece like we did last time, cut up the 3 slits at the bottom and the 3 slits at the top. So your box, and I've put my tape on, so your box is going to fold like that. These 2 smaller flaps are going to be the sides. So again, same as we did before, you just want to cut them down as much or as little as you like, and then notch into them as well like we did last time. Oops. Then you want to do the same with this one, and then we're going to notch in on the corners like last time. We're going to move that out of the way. I'm going to round these corners like we did before, and then this one as well. Okay, and then for this one I've already gone ahead and cut my, I've matted everything, but you will need 2 pieces that measure 5 3/4 by 2 3/4. You need 2 of them, and then you're going to need, for your layering piece, 5 1/2 by 2 inches, 2 of them, and then for the side pieces 5 3/4 by 1 1/4, and then you want, so you need 2 of those, then you want 5 1/2 by 1 inch, and you want 2 of those. So what I'm going to do is stick all them on and come back. So I'm back and I've stuck all the pieces on, and then what we're going to do is pull the tape off the side and just close the box the same as we did on the first one. So really burnish that down, use your burn folder, make sure you're using some nice strong adhesive. I am just using this tape runner, and that is just for quickness. So make sure you've got your box the right way round, fold in the 2 bottom pieces, the back, and then you can close up the front. Sandra Riley actually gifted me this tape runner, and I absolutely love it. So thank you, Sandra. Then just press them down, same as before. It's going to close again like that, and again I am going to use the circle punch. So I'm going to push that down, just eyeballing it, and then I'm going to hold that together like we did last time, and then get my pencil, sorry I'm not really in great shot, and just draw a line. You can see that, so that then when we put the punch in, you can just put your punch up to that line we drew and punch it out. I'm going to use the same ribbon because I don't have a white ribbon at the minute. Well, I don't have a white ribbon thick enough is the answer, because I do have white ribbon. Then we're just going to tie a bow again. Oops. And that's terrible. Just keep pulling on it. And you can always reposition this. You can mess about with it and make it look pretty. So just going to cut the ends off. And cut a bit more off that one. And then I've got this gold piece, gold embossing. I'm just going to attempt to do them flags again. These scissors are really glued up, There we go. Not bad. And then just chop that down. Oh, I forgot to tell you, this piece measures a half an inch by whatever you want it to be. It depends what you're going to stamp on it. This is just a stamp set that I purchased off eBay. Take your bone folder, run that along. Again, I'm just going to use some glue dots. I'm putting one on either end. And then I'm going to lay that down there. And then we're going to attach. I've used that same die from Surprise Creation, and I've just really glittered it up. And I'm going to, come on, feed this through the hole as if it isn't big enough. And then we'll just tie it on. And again, you could put a tag on this at this point. I've just done them all the same. And then I am just going to chop that off. And there's box number 2. So that's box number 2. There we go. So that's 2. I'm going to pause it, clear this and come back. So this time we're going to make this box. It's a little just for you one, but this time I've done in white embossing again. I've done a happy birthday sentiment. So I'm going to put the box to one side and then we'll get on. So taking my pieces off. Where is my... Going to bring in my scoreboard, and this piece measures 11 3/4 inches by 6, and on the 11 3/4 inch side you need to score at 4, 5.5 inch, 9.5 inch and 11. Onto the short side at 1.5 inches and 4. So we're going to burnish all of the score lines and then I'll come back. So I'm back, I've burnished all the score lines, and exactly like I did before, I've cut up the bottom 3, we've cut out the top and bottom rectangle pieces, and I've cut along the top as well. So this box is going to fold like that. The shorter tabs here is the bottom, the taller ones are the top. So these two pieces are going to be, these two will be your side pieces. So just like we did before, we're going to cut these down. Whoops. So we'll cut that one down and we'll cut that one down, and we're just going to notch them like we did last time. Okay. Oh, that one's already notched. So that's that box. I have gone ahead and I've put my tape on. Again, the tab is a little long. You don't need it that long. So I am just going to cut that off. The pieces that you're going to need, I've already gone ahead and I've glued them. You're going to want 2 foiled pieces, and they are going to measure 3 3/3 by 2 1/4, and then your matting layer is going to measure 2 by 3.5. And again, I am just going to use my tape runner, and I'm just going to stick this down. Okay, so you want that twice. Then these smaller pieces, your first layer is 2 1/4 by 1 1/4, and then the matting layer is 2 by 1 inch, and you want 2 of them. So let's go ahead, and if I was doing this, you know, watching somebody like you're watching me, I would use stronger glue. I am just doing the tape runner for quickness. It is a strong tape runner, but if any of these come off, I will just re-put them back on with some glue. after, won't be a problem. And then we're just going to attach these the same. And then we're just going to close it up exactly the same as all of the rest. So I'm going to remove that backing tape, apply some glue, and then just fold in the side and that. Just hold it for a minute because it is strong card, and layering it all up like this, it's really thickened it up. I'll just have a quick drink. Oh, that's gone cold. That's horrible. So then turn your box to the back. You want to fold in your two flaps, the back, and then close the front. So again, I'm just going to use the tape runner. I hope it don't run out. Sandra, if you're watching this video, where do I get the replacement runner tape? Okay, so then you can put your bone folder in, and again you're going to push the two tabs in and it's going to close like so. I forgot to round my corners. Obviously I'm trying to shoot through the video, so I don't want to bore you. Yeah, it would be best to do these corners before. Still works, but so then what I'm going to do, see if it fits in this one. Yeah, it will. So I'm going to eyeball it again, and then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to hold it together, take my pencil and run a line so that I can see, if you can see that pencil line. So then when I push this in, open the flaps. So when I push it in, it will line up on that line. And then you can push your flaps back in, and there we go. So again, I'm going to use, where has it gone? I'm going to use my pink ribbon tool even, and I'm going to close that up. These would be lovely for Mother's Day. You could put some chocolates in, you could put a couple of candles, scented candles, a little bit of jewellery. My mum collects Pandora charms. So I will tidy up these bows after, but just so we're not wasting too much time, I'm going to leave it like that. And then I've got my sentiment again, which is in white embossing. I think I've just cut my finger. And we're just going to flag these ones as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish flagging this one, come back, and then we'll carry on. So I'm back and I finished that. I've put my little charm on, and that's that one ready to go. So there we go. Now on to box 4. I am going to pause it because obviously it's going to take up a lot of time, and I'm sure all of you don't really want to watch long videos. It's just, if I'd have done it into 5, would you have been bored? In fact, I'm not going to pause it. I'm just going to bring in the next one. So this is box number 4, and that's that one. So let's get on and just make this one. Let's just have a quick look what time it is. My girls come out of school in just less than an hour, over an hour, sorry. This one needs to measure 11 3/4 inches by 8 1/4. you want to score at 3 inches, 5.5 inches, 8.5 inches and 11 inches. And on the short side, 2.25 inches and 5.75 inches. So, as before, I'll pause the video, fold and burnish and come back. Okay, so I've a little more than fold and burnished. I've just gone ahead and cut the box into the shape it needs to be, so exactly the same as before. We take off the top and bottom rectangle, cut up the 3 at the bottom. The bottom is the shorter flaps, top is the longer ones, and I've cut the side pieces smaller, and then the top is going to shut the same. So let's not forget to round the corners this time before we glue the box. I do hope you like it. It's really all about the boxes and all the different styles you can get out of a sheet of card, really. I've got my sentiment heat embossed in silver, best wishes. I'll do a closer look at them all at the end. Okay, so for the panels, you're going to need 2 pieces, 2 bottom pieces that measure 3.25 by 2.25, and then the layering piece measures 3 by 2. You need 2 of each of them, and they'll be on the sides. Then you need 2 of these panels, and they're going to measure 3.25 by 2.75, and then your layering piece is going to measure 3 by 2.5. And I am just going to again use my tape runner, and I'm just going to stick that down, just leaving that 1/4 inch border on the side. So then what we're going to do is just stick all these down, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I've stuck that, and again that side piece does end up being a little bit long. I just don't like cutting it when I'm just cutting the card. I can just cut it off at the end. So we are going to release that tape, take our glue, and then we're just going to close it up exactly the same. All the boxes go together the same. You know, they just, so I hope you don't think I'm rushing through it. On the last one I will make sure I stay on. So the back of your box is there. You want to fold in the 2 sides, the back and then the bottom. As you can see with this one, there is a little gap. They're not quite long enough to reach all the way over, but that don't bother me. That's why you get the different tallnesses. And it's on the bottom, you're not going to see it. So again, fold in your 2 sides, and the top is going to close the same. So I don't think I can fit this one in, so I am just going to bring in my circle one again, and we're going to use that. If you've got a little heart one, you could use a heart punch, that would look really nice. So then bringing them together, the 2 corner pieces together just the same as we did before, and I'm going to draw my little circle. Then when you put your punch in, you line that pencil mark under your punch, make sure your punch is straight, and then punch out, and then when you close them together they'll line up. So again, bringing in this pink ribbon, voile, netting, we're just going to feed that through, bringing it over, and then tying our pretty bow. I will really mess around with this off the camera like I've said before. It's just to give you that idea. There we go. So just cut your ends. And there's our pretty box. Again, you just want to flag your flags. I'm not sure if you really want to watch me keep doing that. I probably should have done these all off camera, really. That one went a bit skewy, but it's okay. Let me just see. And then, so cut in the middle, and then from corner to the middle of where you cut, that's what's going to give you your flag. Again, take your bone folder and your glue dots, one at one end, missed that one, and one at the other, I've missed that. Lay it down, decide where you want it to go. I'm going to have it, the reason we burnished it with the bone folder is because I just like to have it sticking out a little bit. You can put some pretty gems on there and all them kinds of nice things. So again, get in. Oh my gosh. Right. I'm just going to do this off to one side just because it's easier. You know how it's done. Just going to tie that again. This is Stampin' Up's. It's probably retired now because it was a long time ago when I got it. But it's their sequin trim that they had. So there we go. Move the bow back around. And then we've got that one. So that's box number 4. I'm going to pause it, wipe my desk off and come back. Okay, we're on 36 minutes and we've done 4 projects. So last one. Box number 5 is this one. So this is the one that's similar to this one, but they are different size. So depending on what you're wanting to put in, one's a little bit bigger than the other. So I'll move that one to one side. I'll take all our stuff off. Bring in our, just move those out of the way. Bring in our card. This one is 11 3/4 inches by 6.5 inches. And on the long side, score at 4 inches, 5.5 inches, 9.5 inches and 11 inches. And then on the short side, 1.5 inches, 4.5 inches. So again, in fact no, I will, you know, you can skip past this if you want to, because you know how they're all going to go. But we are going to fold and burnish on all of the score lines. The one with the there's 2 flaps, there you go. The bottom is the smallest one, the top is the largest one. So what we're going to do is take off the top and bottom rectangle and notch into that side piece. And again, take off the top rectangle and notch. And then on the bottom you've got 3 score lines. You want to just cut straight up all 3 of those. Can notch into the square if you want to. I usually do, but I'm just not going to for this video. Then on the top you want to score up the first score line. This is going to be a side piece, so we're going to cut that more or less in half and notch on the front and on both sides. Then you're going to cut straight down this piece and the next one, and that is a side piece again. So we are going to cut that one down the same and just notch into them. Clear that off. Then what we need to do is we need to round off the corners. Hang on a minute. So round off the corners. Then you want to open it back up and pop your tape on the side. Again, because I left it the full 11 3/4 inches, that's why this end flap is bigger. I just cut it off at the end. You could do it 11.5. Then you've got all your little pieces again. This one's heat embossed just for you in gold. We've got a little tag, and then we've got the pieces. So the matting pieces, the two biggest ones, you need two pieces that measure 3 3/4 inches by 2 3/4 inches. That's the gold foil. You need two. And then the matting layer measures 3 1/2 inches by 2 1/2 inches, and you need two of them. Then your gold foil piece needs to measure 2 3/4 inches by 1 1/4, and the layering piece is 2 1/2 by an inch. So again, we are just going to hopefully not run out of this tape, and we are just going to layer that on top, leaving that 1/4 of an edge all the way around, and then we're just going to layer these up. On the sides, just leaving that little border around. And then you just want to do the same with these last two pieces. They're just plain, but they are a part of the card, the pattern on the card. Oops. And then the same as we did before, remove your backing paper, add some glue, and then just fold it over to close it. Just give it a really good burnish. Use your bone folder, and then turn it around so you want to close in the two side panels, the bottom or the back, and then the front, and then just folding that over. I think that off a little bit. There we go. And then take your bone folder, and then again, can we get away with this one? Yes, we can. So I'm going to open the flats out just so they're not in the way. Bring in the punch, just eyeballing that it is central enough. Oops. And then, like I said before, hold that close to you. Can you see? You'll see it in a minute. Where I've punched that, just draw a line. You can see the line. Bring your punch back in and just line it up with that line. And then fold in your two flats. Again, we'll use the same ribbon. Feeding that through. And then just tying another bow on the top. You can, because it's quite a thick tool, you can tease it all out when you've finished. That wasn't very good, was it? You can open it back out, which is the good thing about this tool. So I'll leave it like that, chop off my ends, and then you can open it all out again and just have a play with it until you build your flower. So we've got that to attach, and then we've got our little piece, our sentiment. So again, cut the end off straight in the middle, from each corner back to that centre cut that we made. I want to pull out your flag. So cut that one down, straight up in the middle, and then corner to the centre, bone folder, give it a curl, blue dots, oh dear, and then, oops, blue dot there, and then you can pop this one up a little bit, so it's got that little bit of puffiness, and then we'll just feed through this and then we're done. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's not been too long. I think some, you know, I've watched videos before where they take, well, I've done it myself, half an hour to do one project. They are time consuming. You've got all your cutting and all that sort of stuff that just takes time. So to do 5 projects, and what time are we on? 46 minutes, and we've done 5. So I will have a little play with that after. But there's our 5th box. Now let's move all of this away, and I'll bring back in the boxes that we've just done. So is that a bit bright there? I don't know if that's just made it worse. Hang on. Let's pop that back. Okay, so there's box 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So I hope that's given you some ideas. I hope it's inspired you to have a go and, you know, use whatever punches you've got. I think they look beautiful with some hearts in. Use your papers. These are really going to come in handy for me for Mother's Day. So yeah. Paper pads. Don't know if you just wanted to know what pads I was using. For this pad, for this box here, I used this pad, and it's from the range in the UK, and they're £2.99, which is really good. I'll give you a little quick flick through. So you've got some wood texture ones. This is beautiful. I'm going to make a nice bag with that. All blues and greys and wood kinds. Really, really nice. There's that one we used. And then you've got this beautiful one that will be nice for a bag. And then it repeats, so you get 2 of each design. Then this one. These 2. I used this pad, again from the range, £2.99, 250 GSM, and you get 24 sheets with 2 times 24 designs. So, and it's got some nice journaling bits in as well. So again, some wood textured, some beautiful designs, some marble effect, bigger sentiments. Hang on a minute. Some bigger sentiments. Really, really nice. And then it just repeats. See if I can find that one I used. There. That's the one I used. So when I said there was white on it, it's because there's a lot of white in the picture. And the last one, which is this one, was from this stack. Again, it's a Craft Sensations pad, and it's from the range, and it was £2.99. So you get a black and white one. You get some journaling card pieces again, Carpe Diem on it. Some really nice bold patterns. Beautiful bag with that one. There's that piece I used. So it's got some of all of the paper in, and that is it. And then you get all of these journaling cards here. So, and then it just repeats. So they're the pads that I used. Hope it's going to be some inspiration to just get your card out and start scoring and look what you can come up with. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all my new subscribers and all the ones that have continued to support me since I started my channel. Do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Who knows what other a thon I could come up with. Bye.